Hi New Zealand, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you very much for joining us for our weekend weather update for Queen's birthday and also the forecast for next week, all of next week. And we kick off with this animated wind map showing the southerly blast that is on its way. Look at the blue colouring indicating the cold airflow coming out of the Antarctic ice shelf and heading towards us. There's still a mild nor'wester for the North Island for much of Friday. The temperatures are going down though from where they were earlier in the week, but this is the main event and it comes in tonight. So Saturday will be a cold day right across the country. Almost every part of New Zealand will be colder than average. There'll be a couple of exceptions, and that might be up around Gisborne for a time because you might be quite sunny at first and really you've got the westerlies blowing until the end of the day when that southerly moves in. The west coast is also going to get sunnier, but everybody else, it is going the other direction. Windy up here in northern New Zealand. We've got squally sou'westers with hail. Same story around Southland and Canterbury and the lower part of the North Island, and as I said, it moves up those eastern areas as well. So this is the departure from normal map. As I said, these areas around the east, northeast, you're about normal, and the west coast is about normal, so's Nelson, but everybody else is colder than average, and by night time, every single part of the country will be colder than average. Here's Sunday's setup. As you can see, it's drier in some areas, but to begin with, still showery around Auckland. It may not clear up there until the afternoon, and the showers move around eastern areas, although they do start to slide away again, so it may not be too bad around areas like Gisborne and Hawke's Bay as those winds move the rain showers further out to sea. It will still be cold though, there's no escaping that. And well, let's focus on that now, the rain and the cold. So here's the rainfall for the next 3 days. It's Friday, Saturday and Sunday. The heaviest totals will be here in the purple and pink areas. So around 40, 50, 60 millimetres to come, maybe up in the mountains or the hills, you could be getting double that still, up to 100 millimetres in that area. But the areas with the yellow and the blue and the green at the very bottom part of the scale there, 2 to 10 millimetres. The good news is there'll be some rain spilling over to these dry areas, including the far north, which is the driest part of the country at the moment. And there's snow as well, obviously. So heavy snow through these areas, 50 to 75 centimetres potentially in some areas. It's quite a lot. And in the North Island, same story around Central Plateau. And that map actually does include the desert road. So if you're driving this weekend around Central Plateau, snow's possible in Waiouru, Oakuni and National Park as well. Let's get into next week. So Monday, actually not a bad day across New Zealand. Queen's birthday Monday looks pretty good. High pressure is just there, settling things down, and there's a light westerly, in fact even a slight northwesterly developing. So temperatures lift up on Monday by a few degrees in most places, and most areas are dry, but that wind is still blowing and hugging the eastern coastline of the North Island. Tuesday's a warmer day, subtropical nor'westers coming down across the North Island. The South Island's got a northerly flow for some of you. It's still cold though around the southern half of the island, especially around Southland and Otago and Fiordland. Still a southerly breeze coming for you. Now Wednesday, we've got our second storm in just a week. Here it comes. It's got a whole lot of wind and a whole lot of rain attached to it, partially subtropical fueled. So there's a fair bit of moisture coming through, and all the isobars mean that Wednesday's a windy day. Thursday is also a windy day, but things are actually improving for a time. The rain clears away, the winds might ease back for a little bit. It's wintry still around southern New Zealand, and our final map for next Friday, a week from now, is a very windy day. There's a storm in the Southern Ocean, a big high for Australia, which is coming to us the next week for field days, so it's good timing. But next Friday is a very windy day across New Zealand. There may well be a number of wind warnings issued at the end of next week. In fact, most of next week looks a lot windier than the previous few weeks we've had, or actually the previous few months. It's been a pretty calm year so far. So this is a bit of a game changer for us, but as I say, another week or so from now, that big high is on its way. That's all from me. Have a great long weekend. We'll see you again on Tuesday.